I, 26 female. I am 7 months pregnant with my fiancé Evan's 28 male's baby. Everything was fine until we started discussing names. I suggested Nora, Eliana, and Jade. Then Evan said, "What about Lila?" That's the name of his ex, who died in a car accident 6 years ago. He told me about her early in our relationship, and I've always respected that part of his past. I even comforted him when he got emotional on her anniversary. But naming our baby after her, I told him gently, I'm not comfortable with that. He looked stunned, then defensive. "You're jealous of a dead woman?" he snapped. I tried to explain it wasn't jealousy. It was about identity. I don't want our daughter born into someone else's shadow. He didn't hear me. He called me selfish, said I didn't understand what Lila meant to him. I reminded him that this child is ours, not his tribute, that we should give her a name that represents her own life, not a past one. That night, he slept on the couch. The next day, his mom called me. She said I was being cruel, and that Lila was part of this family's story. I was flawed. I'm the one carrying this child. I've bent over backwards to be respectful, but now I'm being guilt-tripped for drawing the line. Since then, Evan barely speaks to me. I tried compromising, suggesting names that start with L, or using Lila as a middle name. He wouldn't budge. It's Lila or nothing. I love him, but this feels like a hill he's willing to die on. Even my therapist asked if my resistance came from a place of wanting to own the child's name. But to me, it's deeper than that. I want our daughter to have a clean start. I want to feel like we're building something new, not memorializing someone from the past. So here I am, lying awake, one hand on my belly, wondering if I'm really about to become a single mom, over a name.
This happened a few days ago, and I still feel my soul leave my body every time I think about it. I, 24 female, have been dating my boyfriend for 2 years. We're in that phase where things are steamy, playful, and we like to keep things spicy throughout the day, texts, photos, flirty jokes, the works. So during lunch at work, I was feeling bold. I started typing a long, steamy love message to my boyfriend. Not just "I miss you," I'm talking explicit. Like, "can't wait to taste you again" type of bold. I added a few personal details we'd only ever discussed privately. As I hit send, I felt immediate regret. Not because of what I said, but because I didn't double-check the contact name. I sent it to my coworker, Alan. Let me tell you about Alan. He's mid-30s, married with 2 kids, very polite and painfully professional. We only really talk about project deadlines and coffee machine complaints. No flirting. No outside of work convo. Strictly colleague vibes. I noticed my mistake within 10 seconds. My phone vibrated. I saw his name. My heart dropped. He hadn't replied, just seen it. Panicking, I sent a follow-up. "OMG, Alan, I'm so sorry. That message wasn't for you. I'm mortified. Please just delete it and pretend it never happened." No response. I avoided him the rest of the day. The next morning, I walked into work already sweating through my blouse. When I passed his desk, he handed me a Starbucks gift card and said, "Hope you and your boyfriend enjoy date night." I wanted to melt through the floor. But it gets worse. Apparently he told HR. Not in a report her way, but more like, I want to document this just in case it happens again. I got called in for a casual chat. They laughed it off, thankfully, but reminded me to be cautious about communication. During work hours, my boyfriend found it hilarious, of course. Now every time I text him, he replies with, "Make sure this isn't for Alan." So yeah, Tfue by sending a spicy love note to the one person at work who still wears a tucked-in button-down and types with 2 fingers. I'll never recover.
I, 29 female, am getting married in 3 months to the love of my life. I was raised by my grandmother after my mom left when I was 6. No warning. No custody battle, just a letter saying she needed time to find herself. She moved to Europe and didn't contact me again until I was 18. When she came back, it was like she expected us to pick up where we left off. She sent birthday gifts, added me on Facebook, tried to call once a week, but I never let myself get too close. She missed my entire childhood. My grandma did the hard stuff, scraped together money, sat through parent-teacher nights, comforted me after breakups, So when my fiance asked who I wanted to walk me down the aisle, I said, Grandma, no question. Word got back to my mom, and now she's furious. She said she's done so much to repair the relationship, and that not letting her walk me down the aisle is like erasing her. She cried on the phone, called me ungrateful, and said I was punishing her for something she did decades ago. I told her it wasn't punishment's hits, just reality. She wasn't there when it counted, she replied. You were too young to understand why I left. I was broken. And I get it, people struggle. But I was broken too, and Grandma put me back together. That moment belongs to her. Now, my mom says she might not come to the wedding at all. And my aunt thinks I'm being cold-hearted. My fiancé says he supports me no matter what. But I can tell he thinks I should just let it go for peace. But I'm not sure I want to. Some things you only get to do once. And this one? It belongs to the woman who stayed. Am I the a-hole?
I, 25 male, have a twin brother named Jesse. We've always been close, same schools, same friend circles, everything. People used to say we were inseparable. That was before this. I started dating Erica, 24 female, last year. She met Jesse early on, and they got along great, too great. Apparently, over the last few months, Jesse became distant, always canceling plans. Suddenly busy during weekends we usually spent together. Erica too dodging date nights, taking longer to respond. Something in my gut told me to check her phone while she was showering. I'd never done that before, but I did, and what I found shattered me. There were messages going back 3 months, flirting, late night miss you texts, even photos. The worst part, they joked about how dumb I was for not noticing. I didn't scream, I didn't confront them. I waited. Our birthday dinner came. We always do it together. A joint celebration with friends and family. In the middle of dinner, I raised my glass, tapped it for a toast and said, here's to turning 25, and here's to learning your own blood will lie to your face, and sleep with the person you love. Silent. Erica turned white. Jesse dropped his fork. I walked out. That was 2 weeks ago. Neither of them has reached out. My parents are begging me to forgive Jesse, saying, he's your brother, but honestly, he's not anymore.
I, 32 female, have a 7-year-old son from a previous relationship. His father's not in the picture, but my son is smart, kind, and proud of who he is. He loves his curly hair. We maintain it together. It's part of his identity. My boyfriend, 35 male, who's been in our lives for a year, always made comments. That hair's hard to manage. He's too young to have a style. I told him it wasn't his place. One day, I had a work emergency and asked him to pick up my son from school. When I came home, I nearly dropped my keys. My son's hair, gone, shaved. He looked in the mirror and cried. I cried too. My boyfriend stood there and said, he looks cleaner now, more like a boy. I packed our things that night. Now he's saying I overreacted, that I threw away a good man over hair. But it wasn't just hair. It was control. It was disrespect. It was taking away my son's voice. I don't regret leaving, but I do regret ever letting that man into our home.
We were friends for over 10 years. Shared dorm rooms, job searches, and heartbreaks. I even let her crash at my apartment when she was between places. Last year, she asked to borrow $2,000. Said it was for rent and her car note. I didn't hesitate. She cried when I handed her the check. Months passed. No payments. Then I saw her GoFundMe. Title, Help Me Beat Cancer. Photos of her in a hoodie. No hair. Ford drip in her arm. I nearly passed out. I confronted her. She sobbed. Said she was scared and that she just wanted people to help. I asked for documentation and she changed the subject. Her sister eventually confessed. She shaved her own head and faked the drip. No diagnosis, just debt. I reported the fundraiser. She called me heartless. Maybe I am. But I won't let someone exploit illness and friendship to run a scam.